our project was also about the ICT, how to use the ICT to have a bigger, better motivation for students to learn the historical topics. So we won't speak about some obvious things like how to use some tools, because when you see the presentation you will just obviously have some images in your mind how to do it, but we want to just show you how we influence to each other, the students and the teachers, because the topic was also about the ICT. What is very important and very interesting, it is that we was teaching and learning at the same time. Students from us and teachers, coordinators from the students. So the first one will be about the tools that we used to. Like you see, it was the mobile devices, the media and the software. And just like I said before, we had some things in our mind before the project, what tools we're going to use. But what is the most interesting, that some tools became in our project because the students choose it.
Yeah, as you can see, we used a wide range of tools to accomplish our tasks. And it was dependent of the task, of course, and the surroundings and environment we did these tasks in. And the paramount feature of these tools was to, of course, to preserve the footage, like the interviews we recorded and all the materials. And for instance, yeah, as far as mobile devices are concerned, you can see like we put these things into use: tablets, iPads, mobile cameras, smartphones, PCs and laptops to record the interviews and yeah, just to make the footage. And of course there was the web, right? The radio, wireless networks, Bluetooth, Facebook. For instance, I administer our school's Facebook profile. Just to, of course, spread information on Erasmus Plus and other projects, and of course to facilitate better understanding of what Erasmus Plus is or was.
Maybe I can ask you a question. What do you think? Which tool, which way was the most popular to show our project in our countries? Which activity? We were talking about the competition about the logo, and it was the activity that make us the most viewers on Facebook, because every school society wanted to win this competition. So our students were voting. For example, in our school, we had hundreds of viewers about our Erasmus Plus Facebook profile in one time. So sometimes you think that, I don't know, that the historical way, the historical topic will be the most important, but for example you have a Facebook profile, and this is modern thing for the youngest. This is the usual thing which they have on the cell phones, and talking one to each other and have information that, oh, we can win the competition, so please vote. Someone is voting, but at the same time is looking for the profile and for the information about the project. So this is very important. The same was, for example, with the radio. We have in Olštinas, Radio Olštinas. Olštinas is not a small city, but it's quite big in Poland. I think it is about the 15th place in Poland as a population. And we've been in the radio twice with our project. For the first time we were talking about the Erasmus Plus as a project, what is it? And for the second time, when the audience liked the broadcast, we were there to speak about our topic, our project, and how it became that we were invited to the radio. We were invited to the radio because the broadcast is present by our students. So the students from our school were interested about the Erasmus Plus, but when they find out from the first broadcast what we are doing, it was so interesting for them that they asked us to come once again. So sometimes, you know, it's, like I said before, you are thinking about something that you will come once, or I don't know, you will choose the Facebook, but it became from the other side in another way that you thought before, that it is most, it is better to do something in a different way. But the students very often show us how to use it or choose their own way to use it.
Yeah, we're trying to reach as many people as possible and to inform them on what we do what we did in the project, not only via Facebook or the radio broadcast, but also we organized and we held some events in our school. I think three times there was a Erasmus Day, and we tried to explain to people and to students and other teachers what Erasmus Plus is. And that it is a brilliant thing. For instance, using a platform called Kahoot, I often use it in my classes and students really enjoy it. It's a game-based learning platform. You can see like some photographs of this website here. It's very simple. You just need a tablet or a smartphone and a laptop, okay, and of course some internet connection. And so you can create quizzes and games through the websites, and students are supposed to answer the questions they can see on display. So we made such quizzes informing people on Erasmus Plus.
One more thing about the tools and about the equipment that we used. What is also very important that we are trying to create the groups when we are, for example, in museums or where we are working in groups, international groups. We are trying during the project. We are trying to create the groups of 3 or 4 people in one group. Everyone was from each country. And they were learning, for example, how to use the cell phone. Everyone knows how to use the cell phone, you know? But in different countries they have different programs, different apps, and different way of using it. And during the project, they were learning one from each other. So that was also really nice and awesome.
Yeah, and why did we incorporate ICT in our project? As you can see, there's a short list of all the good things and advantages of ICT. Of course, it increases the motivation for studying. It stimulates curiosity, definitely. It enhances students' and teachers' competencies. It's like, as Maciej said, students learned. Even though they are, you know, like the cyber generation, they know a lot of things about the internet and the digital world. They are really proficient at it, but still they got a chance and opportunity to learn new things, as well as us, the teachers, got to know something from them. And ICT, of course, boosts students' creativity and engagement, and raise the value of the project. So it's like we didn't have to spend a lot of workforce or funds to create a website. When it's online, it becomes immediately commonplace. It's very efficient, and you can swiftly spread information to large numbers of people.
And here we have some things, some activities that we were learning one from each other. what each country made for the project. We have from the Belgians training shame for teachers on a wiki. We had a special wiki lessons with Chris, as I remember. And Belgians also used very often the iPads. They bring to every meeting the iPads. From our side, we had the Kahoot, and for the project we bought the tablets, and we use it also in the museums or other activities. Lithuanians also, they provide us when we had to do the timeline for our topic. They show us how to do, and that it was some kind of example how to do it, and they did it in a very modern way using the ICT, the special programs. So, as I said before, when someone shows you how to do it, you try to do it in the same way when it is interesting. In the Latvians, we have the coordination of the web page designer. Now, as we said before, we're gonna have our project website. As it will be shown, you can see what we've done with all the ICT tools, and they also had the students' web page on the project. They showed today in very modern way the timeline with the very interactive way.
Well, it's ICT, so you must connect with Remembrance. Soon, there's going to be a website that is going to reveal all the things we did during throughout this 3-year project. Is it online? No, it's not online yet. No, okay, so it's going to be shortly. And for instance, in Poland, in our school, we set up a Facebook sub-page. If you want, you can just visit it, but it's in Polish, so perhaps you won't understand a word in it. I can show it to you via my personal account. Yeah, so we use this sub-page to communicate to our students, to all the members and participants of the project from our school in Olštinas. As you can see, there's Maciej. He wrote a lot of posts to pass information and different tasks onto people.
Yes, the Facebook was, the one of the main tools in our school, for example, to use, because sometimes you can speak with some students on corridor to remember to do something, for example, but they won't. But if you write on the Facebook, they will do it very quick, and it was really, really nice. I know that other countries have the same way of communicate. We had even information, for example, when we went to Warsaw, it was the information we can see here what kind of hostel it will be that we're going to stay. So it was really not about the historical things, but just to communicate, but with the project. So I think that's all. Thank you very much.